Hello there. Sorry, I'm just trying to get comfy. Today, I want to go over and chat a little bit about the CRKD Multiplatform Blueberry Burst Gibson controller that I have right here that is caught under my leg. So I bought this about 3 months ago, and I like to sit on anything for a while before I even consider reviewing it to see how it does in terms of, how it lasts, how it feels after a little bit, because I have been a fiend in the past for buying something off of eBay and I get so excited about it, I just give it a good review and then a month later it turns to absolute crap. I am so happy with this. If you're thinking about this, I'll go into all the details on it, but I've had a really good time with it. Really minor issues, if even that, but I've had a lot of friends come round because when you tell people you've got Guitar Hero or Clone Hero set up, people get excited and want to come to your house. Yeah, I think it's great. It's so cool. It comes with absolutely everything you need. This is the multi-platform version, so this works with your PC, it works with Android, it works with PlayStation 3, and you can use it on Switch as well, which is really cool. It's actually advertised on the box that it is compatible with Fortnite Festival, which is of course a big one for a lot of people, although I've found that to be a little bit fiddly, as there's a feature on there you can do where the frets work, but the strum bar doesn't, and that kind of takes away a bit of the fun for me personally. But some of this is just down to me being an idiot, but I think it's important for a product to be idiot-proof, because people like me exist, unfortunately. Sorry, manufacturers. Everything you see here is about what comes in the box. It does also come with a very long USB-A to C cable. It's incredibly long because you want to be able to have it plugged into your console or PC whilst plugged into the guitar so that you can charge it. I don't have it here because I'm using it for my very sketchy webcam setup right now. I use it all the time for that. It's incredibly useful. I love a good long cable. Incredible. So we have a basic little guitar strap. It's really nothing special or anything to write home about, but I'm glad they have it. I like to play standing up personally, and I just didn't have a strap when it first came, so I was pretty glad that one came with it, but I have truly nothing else to say about this, so let's get rid of that. We get a nice little instructions booklet. It's just a big fold-out one in lots of different languages, but it is quite useful because I found it a little bit fiddly at the start, but maybe that's more on me. But still useful. I've kept it around for a reason. You'll see there's a little QR code on here for the user manual. There is also, I'm not sure if it's this one specifically, it probably does lead to the same thing, but there is an app that this is in conjunction with, which I'll go into in depth shortly. But other than that, it's instructions. What else do you want me to say on the matter? But on to the juicy stuff, right? We'll start off with the neck because it's a little bit more simple. So we've got mechanical switches under here, and they feel really nice, as you'd hope and expect. And with them being mechanical, I guess that just helps mean that they'll last a lot longer, more than anything. But there is a little bit more functionality to this, which I quite like. If you get the more expensive model, it actually does come with the touch strip that you see on the Guitar Hero, I want to say the World Tour one. And I was tempted by that, but there was a fairly significant price difference. I think that's possibly my only real beef with when I was shopping for these, is I did love this. This is really nice. The design, I love the Blueberry Burst, but the different designs are entirely attached to the different price ranges. So there was kind of like a black tribal one, which I didn't really love, which is a bit more entry level, and the buttons were all what you'd expect on the old controllers, not mechanical, just your standard switches under there, which I guess feel a little bit mushier. This one, great, comes with the mechanical frets, beautiful body. I think the bodies are exactly the same on each other than the colors, but then there was one, those were about, I want to say about 110 to 120 pounds difference. So I thought I'd pay that a little bit more for the mechanical switches because that's just a nice touch. But the one that just comes with the touchpad was about £200, but that was because it came with like a bunch of other stuff. Like it came with like a carry bag for it. Like I'm not really taking this thing places, and if I am, like I can fit that in a backpack. Like I can pop that in my backpack, no bother. It's not too big. I don't need a full like, you know, like a viola case basically, you know. And I think I kind of preferred the design on that one, which is a bit unfortunate. You can buy the necks separately, which is great actually, but that was just a little tiny bit of beef I had. But I digress. The buttons feel great, which is really nice. We've got the little fret markers as you would on your standard guitar. It's all fairly accurate to as you'd expect an actual guitar, with the frets. Fret markers getting closer together the further you get down, as guitars do. It's been a while since I've been into playing guitar. I've forgotten all the terms. I didn't play guitar, I played bass. Sorry everyone. Nonetheless, you can see on the back of the headstock here, this is actually a little D-pad, which is a really nice touch because you'll naturally be holding your hand up here a little bit. And that's really nice. And then yeah, the little fret markers here, these are actually LEDs, which are customizable. And I think that is a bloody lovely touch personally. It feels good, feels sturdy. If I had no alternative and I thought somebody was breaking into my house, I might grab this. Yeah. I couldn't kill a man with it, but like, you know, there's something. Anyway, I digress. On to the body and the main feature by far. This thing has features coming out the wazoo. It's ridiculous. We've got what is, I guess, would be like your pickup switch here, but they've actually used that as a stick. I guess that would be your left stick, if I'm remembering correctly. And then you can see here as well the buttons all around it that correlate to the different buttons you would find on a standard controller. I think this goes for... This one isn't compatible with an Xbox, and yet everything it has is like Xbox buttons. And then how it refers to an actual PC keyboard around it, that was an extra sticker I put on. But that's a really nice touch, I think, just being able to have access to pretty much all the buttons of a controller so you can navigate through your menus and everything. I think that's really nice. The pickup here, which way do you go? This is where your USB dongle would live. So that is what allows you to use the 2.4 gig wireless. Just helps with any latency, a little bit better, a lot better than Bluetooth. And that's a really nice touch. And I love just how like hidden away everything is, which is really bloody nice. Under your... Man, I really have forgotten all the guitar terms. Under this bad boy, the bridge. Yes. This peels off. And this is your rechargeable battery, which is really cool because you can take this out and it just works as like standard battery, like AA's. And that's really, really nice. So if this is running out, if you have any issues, incredibly replaceable. Get yourself another battery or just put some AA's in on a whim. Like, there's just so many little things that have been thought about, and it feels like the kind of problems I remember having when I was 16 with these things. Because the wireless ones could be a little bit of a pain sometimes if you had run out with AA's, and I think we've all probably had issues with products that have their own little nice proprietary rechargeable batteries in there, but they're not feasible to just pull out very easy. And I think that's just a really thoughtful touch, which is cool. Whammy bar feels great, that's nice. We've got our volume control here, which is actually how you choose your sort of preset setup. So the one I have on just now sets me up with Clone Hero, or with PCs in general. I think some of the functions are sort of set up for Fortnite Festival, depending on your difficulty. One's for the PlayStation 3. I can't quite remember all of them, but it's really nice that they're just set up. And then there's a few programmable ones in there as well. And then this here is another stick for you, which is really cool. Because everything just looks really natural. Like at a glance, I'm like, oh cool, it's like a little guitar. You know, classic Guitar Hero controller kind of look. But there's just so many little extra features in here. And I just really appreciate it. It's so cool. Yeah, really big fan. Really thoughtful design. Props to everybody involved for that because it's so cool. And then the bottom pickups light up to show you essentially the strength of your connection and potential latency, which is great. You've got a control button here. This is just the one I essentially have to press to connect it to Clone Hero. I think that also works as like your star power. And then on the back here, this is actually a little wireless kind of Bluetooth spot. I don't even know if it is Bluetooth. When you're using the app, you just like press your phone up against this, and then that's how it connects to it. Does it in like 1 second, really seamlessly. Very impressed by that. And then on the bottom, we've got just a little bit more function here. So this is our slider if it focuses. Yes, thank you. For PC. Come on now, stay focused, baby. Well, maybe we'll... Okay. Right, so we've got one for PC. The NS is Nintendo Switch. AN is anything you're playing on Android. And then we also have option for PlayStation 3. So this one's pretty versatile. It doesn't connect to Xboxes because those have some special proprietary something or other going on there, which is a bit annoying. There is an option to connect this to your PlayStation 4 and 5. It's a little bit fiddly, but it is possible. I've not done it myself, but as far as my research has gone into that, it certainly is a possibility. It just requires a little bit more setup, but to my knowledge, Xbox is very much closed off, and there is a separate Xbox model available that connects to that seamlessly. We have a standard synchronize button here for wireless. So when you have the dongle to hand, you just press the button on the dongle, press this button, connects them really swiftly. And then again, sticking with the Xbox button themes, even though this does not connect to an Xbox, we have the 3 lines, which apparently mean start on an Xbox, and the 2 little squares, which I think, if memory serves, is sort of like your capture button. No, that's the capture button. The Xbox buttons, that's like the social button or something, I think. I can't remember. And then we've got our USB socket here for charging, which is really nice because that's essentially where you'd put, you know, your actual audio cable. So even if you are playing it wired, it feels really natural because it just feels like you've got your guitar plugged in. And again, just really thoughtful, makes it feel really seamless, really nice. And it's just so well designed, honestly. Putting these in, super easy. Bosh. And that's it. Connects really nicely, and then if you do want to take that out, you just press that button and slide it back out. It's got the options for 2 areas for where you want to connect your strap, which is quite nice, just to make it the most comfortable for you that it can be. And yeah, it's kind of an overview. So let's have a little look into turning this thing on and the application behind how it works. Okay, so ignoring my terribly low battery right now, this is kind of a little overview of the app. So you scan in whatever guitars you've got, and if you're somebody that has a lot of these, it will show you your collection. Got a little bit showing the rarity here. So my guitar here is number 47,656 out of what's been sold, so I guess that's kind of cool. And I'm just going to click on this. And gives us a little bit more information how rare it is. I'm not really entirely sure what that means. Gives us some options about the firmware. Shouldn't have done that. Alright, cool. Let's turn this around and get this connected up. So actually, to turn the guitar on, you just want to hold down that button there. You'll see some lights coming up. And as earlier mentioned, we have some nice little LEDs here, and it actually corresponds to whatever button you're holding down. You can edit this in the app, but I think that's pretty damn cool. So I want to just hold this button down. And we're in. The app is horizontal. Do with that information what you will. I literally just updated it. Interesting. Now, this is an issue I've had with this since I pretty much got it, is it comes up saying there's firmware available to update, and then I click it, and then it just does nothing. So I've never once updated the firmware because this happens literally every single time. So yeah, we're just kind of stuck in there. So I'm going to need to close that. So yeah, I don't know what that's about, if that's something that's meant to be getting fixed. I did just update the app itself, so it's kind of annoying that that's still a thing. So that's something to, you know, keep an eye out, I guess. It's a nice feature. It shows you obviously the guitar itself here. Also how much battery it has, which is a pretty nice little touch to know. And here we can actually edit a fair amount of things. I won't touch the firmware button again, let's be honest here. So in terms of inputs, this will let us do some adjusting, and you can see it lets us do it on the different platforms, which is cool. So it's on PC mode right now, but we can change how it operates depending on if it's on Switch, Android, or PlayStation 3. It tells us, does this update as I go? Yes, it does. That's really cool. I've just switched that and now it's gone to mode 7. We were on mode 8. Cool. That's pretty nice. So this is how you would manually adjust to correspond to just whatever it is you're playing. If you wanted to edit things, if you wanted the buttons to, or the frets to operate as different buttons, you can do that. Also allows you to edit some functions on the strum bar as well as the D-pad on the back of the headstock. And it gives us the option for our strum bar as well, in terms of how sensitive we want it and what strength of haptic feedback, which is a really nice touch. This allows us to have a little mess around with the lighting on our headstock, which is nice. So if we have a little switch of that, we can change how that's all operating. So if you are looking to get into Clone Hero, if you don't already have a guitar, if you're using an old one that maybe needs a little bit of an upgrade and it's seen better days, I think this is a fantastic guitar to pick up. They can be a little hit or miss sometimes on eBay, because that's what I was originally looking into, but there's so many untested, and you know, they're older ones. They're older ones, you know, if you're picking up for Guitar Hero 3 or 4, and the live ones don't really do the same kind of thing. I didn't love Guitar Hero Live's setup personally, but yeah, I'm super chuffed with this. It's not the cheapest thing in the world, is the only thing, but I hope going over this today has helped kind of justify why that is. There's so much that's been put into it. It's really impressive. So many little features. With it being multi-platform as well is really great. I know it is. We'll be working with some future games. I forget the name of it, but I know at this current time they're working on a new sort of successor to Guitar Hero, and this is something that is compatible with that. I think it might be the same guys kind of working to put it together. But yeah, it's just a really good, sturdy controller. Super happy with it. The battery on it is great. It comes with everything that you need. Again, it works perfectly if you're into Fortnite Festival, which I was for a bit, and I was having a good time just playing it on controller. But it really brings just an element of fun, I think, having the guitar, and Clone Hero's there for free as well if you're on PC. I'm sure there's some other ones I can't think of right now. And if you're a little bit savvier than I, if you've got PS4, PS5, the Key Jam mode, which is the fully programmable version of the preset, you can just absolutely make it work on there. You just have to do a little manual labor to get there, but you know, if you've got the time and the know-how, it doesn't seem like it's too difficult. In the meantime though, have a wonderful day, and here's my cats.